Hello, and welcome back to wife-aggro videos. Today we're going to be looking at the World of Tanks freemium MMO and doing an overview of the research system. So in the garage here, you can see my Su-76 tank destroyer. Relatively new tank for me. The crew's still pretty young. They started out at 50%. And you can see that the elite pin is missing from this tank, and so the accelerate crew option is missing. And by going to the research tab, we'll see that there's a couple of things that I have yet to research on this tank in order to get it to the elite status. So we're going to look at the tank itself, the characteristics, by right-clicking and looking at the characteristics. And you can see all the relevant criteria for the tank, which is also available on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see what I've mounted on the tank through configuration and what crew is required. By looking at the icons on the research screen, I can see grayed out icons that I cannot afford to research and highlight ones that I can. And I can also see that I have yet to research the next tank destroyer in the line that I'm working my way down. The tooltips over each icon tell me whether the item is mounted on my vehicle or not mounted at all. One of the nice things about the research system is the ability to compare items. You'll see I've brought up the engine, and I'm going to look at the other engine, the one a little higher down in the tree. By looking at the characteristics of both of them, I can look at them side by side and get a better idea which one I want to use for the situation I'm trying to build in my tank. And what's interesting about World of Tanks is that the most expensive item is not always the best one, depending on how you're trying to build out your tank. What I want to work with now on my tank destroyer is a better radio. So I'll bring them up side by side, and I see that the older radio has less signal range than the newer radio. And I know from some of the research that I've done that signal range is how far away I can communicate with other tanks on my side. And if I can communicate with them, then I can see what they see. And that just gives me better battlefield situational awareness when I'm playing the game. So we want to improve that as quickly as we can. Next, let's open up the tech tree for the game, and so we can see a better example of all the different vehicles that are available in the game. We can see my current tech tree, which is the USSR tech tree that starts out with the MS-1. You can see that I've unlocked the AT-1, and because of the pin, you can see that it's completely researched. And then I'm on the Su-76. The Su-85B would be next for me if I continue on this line, which we'll click on. We can see that they're, the base of what's going to be available for that tank when I unlock it, but I have no experience to distribute because I haven't used the tank. I have free experience, but because I have not even unlocked the base model of the Su-85B, everything is grayed out and nothing is available. But I do get a pretty good idea of how expensive this tank will be when I get there, and if I wanted to, I can look at the characteristics for the items that are there. So let's close out the tech tree and go back and look at research for my current model. So there, once I train the tank destroyer, the Su-85B, then that screen we were just on will light up and I can start either using my free experience to train it up, or I can actually buy it and start using it. The other nations, Germany and USA, also have their own specific tech tree. You can see there I haven't done a whole lot with Germany. But I did start out playing USA, as you saw in some of the other videos. You can also see which ones are researched up, and an idea how much experience I've put into each one. 3450 in the Stuart, 3467 in the M2 light tank. So that's our overview of the research system. One thing to note is that free experience you get no matter what you're doing, but experience on an individual tank you have to earn by using that tank. Hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope to do several more. Have a good day, and check us out at wife-aggro.com.